Alright, in this video I'm going to dive a bit more into the visual editor and specifically show you how to work with text and fonts inside of Squarespace. So to start off, we're going to come down here and we're going to go and we're going to hover over this edit on the page content right here. I'm going to click edit. And now we're right back here to what we created before. I'm going to delete a few of these things just so we don't have so much headache and stuff in the way. And this will be a handy little thing, but if you ever want to delete something, you have two ways of doing that. The first is if you have a block element like this, you can simply double click on it and then hit remove, hit confirm, and now my social links are gone. But maybe I want to get rid of this text element here. So, oops, I just kind of did this, but with text, it's a little weird, but you can't just grab text in the middle because it's going to edit it. So what you do is you kind of hover over the side of the text and you start to get this little grab hand. And when you get that grab hand, you can do all those same things of moving it around, just like we did before. So I can drop it up there. I can grab it down there, and for some reason it's not allowing. There we go. Drop it to the right, all of those kind of fun things. Or if I want to, I can just come down here and delete it. And I can just simply delete by, again, clicking, dragging it to the trash can, and deleting. So here we are, back to a wide open page. And now I'm going to show you basically how to edit and manage some content on your site. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I have this artist statement. As I go through this site, I'm going to be working on this website for an artist, Elizabeth Cairns. And so I just went over to my Google Drive, I copied this text, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste this into Squarespace. Now, one thing that you want to be really careful with is that Squarespace will automatically inherit any of the formatting, or it'll try to do the fonts or any of these kind of things that when you import something into your site. So if you notice, I actually everything's a little bit justified to the right. If I actually start typing right here, it types to the left, but for some reason these are all kind of indented. And this is all basically because of I copied and pasted text into Squarespace. So this is something that you want to do really anytime you copy and paste text into Squarespace, is you want to highlight it all, and you want to highlight over this little remove format. And when you do that, voila, suddenly your formatting is normal and there's no weird quirkiness going on with it. So we have this text here now, there's no formatting. And what we're going to do basically now is just going to come up here, we're going to add a title, artist's statement. And this is going to be kind of the header on the page. So this page is, we're going to have this kind of artist statement, but we want that artist statement to stand out. You know, we don't want it to just look like the rest of the text. We want it to look like a header or a headline to this section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that artist statement, and there's a handful of things I can do. First, I can hit bold, and I could just make it bold if I wanted to. I could make it italic. I could turn it into a link if I wanted to, and this link will pop up. And I can type in elizabethcairns.com and make that a link if I want to. I can open that in a new window or not. But we're not going to do that link right now. I can make it left justified, center justified, or right. And likewise, I can actually do that with this entire block. So if I highlight everything, I make it center, right, or left. But then, this is the powerful part right here. We can come and see right now we have a normal paragraph format. If I simply go highlight artist statement and I click on heading 1, you notice we get this kind of headline option. And maybe I want it a little smaller, and I can click on a heading 2. And you notice it's going to change to orange, but I'll explain that in a second. maybe I want even a little smaller of a headline. Make it a heading 3. So basically, we can choose these. I'm going to leave it as a heading 1. And what I want to explain right here is that when you're working in the website with web, you don't have font sizes really. So you don't say, oh, I want this to be 22-point font and I want this to be 16-point font. Instead, the way Squarespace works and the way the web works is you have these headings and you have your regular text. And so all your regular text should be the same and all of your headings will be consistent. So basically everything you choose is either a heading 1, a heading 2, or a heading 3. And when we get to the style editor, I will show you how you can kind of adjust these and how you can make this one where it doesn't turn orange or it turns a different color if you would like, or it can be a different font, and how you can adjust these. But the reason behind these kind of heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3s is that it creates consistency across your site. One of the biggest mistakes people who don't know anything about web design make when they start doing sites is they're literally making this thing this size, this thing that size, and it turns into this ugly, horrible site where nothing looks good and consistent. So by simply using, and by the way Squarespace has designed this, where you only get these kind of 3 heading options and an option for a quote if you want it, it really makes it where your site is going to look good. It's going to look like a professional website because this is how professional web designers work. A few of the other things, say we wanted this to be a list. We could simply do this, and now we have a 1, 2, 3 list right here. That F come here. Or maybe we don't want it to be a list, and we want it to be bullet points. We can make it bullet points as well. Or we can click that again and make it back to normal. We can indent this to the right, or not. And then again, we can clear the formatting as well. One last thing, if you don't want to have to worry about clearing the formatting, you can literally just come down here and you can click this paste as plain text. And what that's going to do is open this little window and paste right there. And so this is actually a little quirky thing that will happen with Squarespace, and I'm doing it on a small 13-inch browser. And I'm actually doing it on this browser to kind of show you guys that sometimes you will get some little mess-ups like this. But I can't actually see the confirm button down here. So how do I go about fixing that? Well, if I am on a Mac, what I'm going to do is going to hit Command-. And oops, that is actually not working. Fuck. Now the last little thing I'm going to show you is this paste as plain text option. And this is really, remove formatting does the same thing. But say we don't want to paste it in all funky and we just want it to come in perfectly. What I can do is I can come up here, I can click paste as plain text, and I'm going to just paste it in here. And again, you see all the weird formatting, the indentions, the font. I hit OK, and it's going to pop in perfectly, no weird formatting or anything that's in the way. Again, if I wanted to, the other option, just paste it, have the weird formatting and indentions and stuff, and I just click remove formatting, and that all goes away. But again, be cautious of that. It's a big problem I see with a lot of Squarespace sites where people are like, I don't know why this looks weird, my font, for some reason this looks different than everything else. And a lot of times it's because they have copied and pasted text into Squarespace, and the formatting kind of has made that look that way.